You have arrived at Pioneering to Empower and the Kelly and Kelly Crypto Show. The internal Nexus token is growing up right before your very eyes. Earn Bitcoins and or Nexus coins and or Ether coins and join up at your mentor's referral link and learn how to further compensate in the Nexus Rewards direct sales or affiliate compensation plan by earning off of every transaction no matter what instrument is used within your community, or earn off of our affiliate compensation plan. This conversation is sponsored by Nexus Token, Nexus Coin with 2 X's, an open source decentralized digital currency, ERC20, with instant transactions and the internal token for Nexus Rewards, increasing buyer demand with every transaction. As you can see, there are a multitude of videos that Kelly and I have done on these radio shows to assist you in the empowerment of cryptocurrency and the empowerment of Nexus Rewards and the empowerment of Nexus Partners. We are here to assist you. Now, many of these videos most likely will be deleted because we have turned over into a new stratosphere, as you all know, and we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. Hey, Kelly, are you there?
I am all here and I'm ready. That was a great intro. Thank you, Kellyanne. Hey, everyone. So glad you're here today. We're going to have a fun talk today, a little short talk, and then after that we'll open up for any questions about the Nexus token. So let me change over to my screen. Alrighty, guys. You might be hearing this for the first time today. Be thankful that someone invited you to be on this call today. We are going to talk about the heart of what we are, and that's Nexus Rewards. This is an amazing opportunity. We are a solid company, and so I want to embrace today just what is in it for you and what you can go out there and how you can be successful. Nexus Rewards is is the core of what we all are about here at Nexus, our Nexus ecosystem. It is a win-win for shoppers, merchants, and communities. We know that the majority of people are not technology driven, not technology knowledgeable out there, and need a way to transfer over to cryptocurrency. So Nexus Rewards unmuted is the new way to experience your shopping. It's unlike any rewards program ever, and we are right here showing people how to just transition into cryptocurrency just by doing what they do every day. So what we've got here is a very simple solution, something that you can embrace by becoming part of our by becoming a teacher over and getting certified over in our education with the Nexus University and becoming a teacher here, just like what we're doing. We redefine what a shopper rewards program should be. Nexus Rewards is a cooperative global rewards community where everyone benefits. The shopper benefits, the merchants benefit, the communities benefit. The shoppers just sign up for free. They collect cashback rewards points from purchases and referrals to redeem them in any Nexus merchant. For merchants, the reward is completely risk-free. The solution to get and keep new customers. That's, unheard of a lot in these days. People are shopping around. They're trying to find the best deal. They're Grouponing it, right? And there's no loyalty. What we're doing is showing a way for the merchants to have loyal customers where people continue to come back shopping with them. There are no sign-up fees, no contracts, no special software requirements, and no special terminals to lease or purchase. Best of all, the merchants pay nothing until after they make the sale. Nexus Reward benefits communities by fostering businesses for local merchants. This is huge. This is a big one for me. I love revitalizing the coming back of these small communities, the small businesses, with supporting the local charities, reward donations from an infinite network of referral shoppers, and bringing vital knowledge and education to the community delivered via the Nexus Crypto Cafés. Nexus Crypto Cafés are going to be popping up everywhere. Our first one is going to be in Plano, Texas. And what is a Nexus Crypto Cafe? They're community centers for everything cryptocurrency, a place for the public to learn about and use cryptocurrency, a place to exchange cryptocurrency and fiat currency, a headquarters for merchant support, a hub for community organizations, and as a support center for the independent Nexus force. This is going to be, a great place just a community outreach. It's going to be the talk of the town, as you know, people would say. These are going to be fantastic, and even though you might not have one in your area for a while, you will, and you'll also be able to tune in by Nexxus TV. Nexus ATMs also will be in the Nexus cafes, and our teller machines support the exchange of Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies to and from the local fiat currency, are equipped to support KYC, know your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering requirements. Nexus ATMs will be located in every cryptocurrency cafe, Nexus Cryptocurrency Cafe, and will be available for license and placement in high-traffic public locations. We also have Nexus Barter. It's very much similar to a Craigslist if you've used that, where you can sell your unwanted items, where you can buy wanted items, and where you can place your advertisements in there. It is a free bartering service that is supported by cryptocurrency and provides a co-branding bartering service for local community affinity groups. About what it all is together is just talking about our ecosystem. If you've been in the Bitcoin space for a while, you've been in the technology for a little while, you know an ecosystem is very important. It's kind of like everything that supports what you're doing. So our ecosystem is about our partners. Who is that? That's you and me. Our partners are people that come in, they get educated, and then they start teaching, and then they start going out there and set it up merchants and shoppers. We have our university, and we also have our Nexus Coin, or our Nexus token. So it's a place right here at Nexus where you can learn the fundamentals of what cryptocurrency is, what blockchain technology is, and where you can come and become an entrepreneur. I believe that's what's in everybody's soul, that they really want freedom here. I believe every one of us has that's here on the call today, and that you're sharing this with. And the inner self is wanting freedom, and entrepreneurship is freedom. What does it look like for you to be your own entrepreneur? We have a very good compensation plan. This is our Nexus Rewards Direct Sale, set up very easily, just with one merchant alone, with 1,000 in your shopper network, with each shopper spending $100 a month. And if a marketing fee is at 5%, where it's capped at, that generates $5,000 in marketing fees, and for you, an affiliate gets 20% of that back. That's $1,000. That's just for, one shopper, in 1,000 shopper network. So it can be very, very rewarding. We have management advancement here as a supervisor, manager, director, and VIP or VP. You can come not only earn on your earnings, but you can get a 50% match on supervisor, manager, director, and VP monthly bonuses. These numbers you're looking at, guys, are monthly totals, possible monthly totals that could possibly be generated. A very, very great compensation plan. So I wanted to just go over that with you today, because this is something that is going to be, it already is, the buzz out there is cryptocurrency. You may have some people that you shared it with 6 months ago. Maybe they're awakening to it now, and we all at this place just come to learn the fundamentals. But becoming a part of the Nexus community keeps you embraced, keeps you in the knowledge, keeps you knowing what's going out there on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, which is so needed in this technology that's growing so big, because this is the whole thing. This is not something that's going to touch one, a small group of people on this planet. It's touching everybody, banked and non-banked. It's changing the way we do money and business. It's changing the way that we go from a centralized money source or a position to a decentralized money peer-to-peer freedom. So that's what we're talking about here. So what does it look like for you to be an entrepreneur, and how easy is it? Well, first of all, you always hear that entrepreneurs think like an entrepreneur. Well, we know that thought is the first process that happens for anything to happen. We think something and then we do it. So we also don't have to just think like an entrepreneur. We have to act like an entrepreneur. So what are some simple things? Like, we like to keep it simple here. Say yes. Learn how to do it later. Just say yes and then see what rolls out later, right? Just kind of improv it, right? So improv it, right? So, and relax your jaw. Let your body just do its own thing. Don't be uptight about any of this. When you go out there and you become a Nexus partner, you've gotten your certification, you've taken your education, you're going out there, you're talking to people, you want to share this, you want to change people's lives, just relax in it. If there becomes silence, let the silence be. You don't have to fill in the silence. You don't have to be always talking. The best thing really is to be a better listener. Repeat something several times while you're thinking about it. Then it becomes just self-knowledge. You could say it with your subconscious, right? Work with the first thought that comes to mind. Is it there? It's there for a reason. So you don't have to dig deep. Trust in your gut. Listen to your gut. It thinks faster than your brain. We talk about that a lot. Your gut's your inner self, your soul. Listen to it. Visualize your knee jerk. I think that's kind of funny, but anyway, follow the least effort principle. Do what this takes. Becoming an entrepreneur doesn't have to mean that you have to work, day in and day out. Just work smarter. Utilize your time. Learn something new every day. It doesn't take long. Take your 30 minutes and learn something new each day. Invest in you. Invest in you. Take those thoughts and turn them into action. Some entrepreneurs think, how can I make a lot of money? But the better way to think is, how can I make people's lives a lot better? If you get that right, then the money will come. And there is no better place right now to change people's lives for the better than to show them how to protect what's coming down, which is the undoing of the central bank monopoly system and the ushering in of peer-to-peer currency and smart contracts. This is changing people's lives for the better. This is moving us all into decentralized freedom. So learn how to do that. We could not be at a better place. You could better place than where we are right now with Nexus Partners to be able to make people's lives a lot better. This is exactly where it is. You don't have to be so techie. You just have to be willing to go out there and learn a little and go out there and build your business. Here's a love note to entrepreneurs. I love this. Let me just read it. You may not be able to see it all, so I'm going to go through it. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for somebody to create that next great slideshow or next great presentation. Don't wait for it. Change something you care about. What is something that you care about? Do you care about the future of what's happening on this planet? Change it. Touch one person a day. That means go out and reach one new person a day. Share with them your experience here. Share with them your new knowledge. Make a difference in a handful. It only takes a handful of people in a small meetup group to actually spur that that excitement, that vibration that can come into a small local community. Launch ideas from the heart. Build a legacy, not just an empire. Keep your values front and center. Understand why you're doing this. Remember, it doesn't have to matter to everyone. Learn how to see the world as it isn't. Allow possibility to feed your soul. Embrace failure alongside success. Embrace your failure. Be glad when you learn something or say, I didn't do that right, or that was a mistake. Learn from it, because then you are upping your standard. Make people your inspiration. Focus all on people. Focus all on their why. Let passion be your master. Make meaning your currency. Make the meaning of what you're doing here your real currency. Knowledge is the real wealth. We talk about it all the time. Applied knowledge is going to bring you success. Yes, we want our tokens to increase in value. Yes, we want, to be over here in the space of cryptocurrency, seeing that value increase. But just know that the meaning of why you're here is the real currency. Never allow fear to get in your way. Don't be afraid that you're going to go out there and talk to somebody and they're going to say no. Say thank you when they do. They're just not where you are yet. You're ahead of them. Let them catch up. Know the question to ask. Don't be afraid of the answers. And if you could do anything today, would this be it? If not this, then what? Go out and find your passion. If this is not your passion, go out and find your passion. You know, you might not be passionate. You might could care less about using what kind of instrument you use to trade with. You know, some people don't mind being in the fiat and like their credit card. If this doesn't radiate with you at all, find something that does. Change your world. Change your world, and then go out and change some other people's lives. That's what we're all here for, I do believe. I think entrepreneurs have a great opportunity to think about how to make things more understandable, simple, and beautiful. I believe, I intend, and I know for a fact that we have done this here at Nexxus Partners. We have taken a big technology, the biggest, most disruptive technology we've ever seen, all the technologies combined, and we've taken it and enabled people who, the Main Street people like you and me, who don't know how to write code, or, you know, are not a programmers and all that, and we're not really so interested in how the car works as much as we are how to position ourselves and our families and our friends and everybody we meet over here on this side of peer-to-peer, taking out that third-party interloper over here into freedom, true freedom, where we can change more than just currency. We can change so many other things and bring this planet together as a people the way it should be. So it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be very, very easy. So with that being said, I know that we have Bob on the line with us today, and Friday, if any of you guys don't realize, we had a big announcement on Friday that we have merged over our Nexus Coin, or in the progress of migrating over our Nexus Coin over to the Ethereum blockchain, and we're going to be the Nexus token coin under the ERC20 coin. So if you haven't done that already, you need to watch Friday's show so that you can know what to do to get your Nexus coins over to the Nexus tokens. Very simple process, and I want to make note here before I open up for any questions that anybody might have, or any comments that anybody wants to talk about on the show today. This is what my Ether wallet looks like. Make sure that you go up here and you have view wallet info checked, and then go up here and bookmark this page. This is where you'll go to log in your wallet once you get it set up. So
don't necessarily need to bookmark it. I didn't, and I think that it might not be a good idea to do that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, just go to myetherwallet.com, and over time you'll have it memorized in your brain. That's my suggestion.
There you go. Well, my browser always pulls it up anyway, so from the history. But anyway, okay. So let's see if we have any questions. And Kelly, do we have any questions here today? I don't see any.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on with Bob, and I'm sure we will.
All right. Hey, Bob, welcome to the call today.
Good morning, Kelly. It's great to be here. You've done a great job so far that I've heard.
Well, great. You're one of our #1 entrepreneurs here. Well, I'd love to hear, before we talk about the wallet a little bit, give us some key facts that you have used being an entrepreneur that have made you be a successful entrepreneur. Just if you'll throw some of your key items in there that you do on a daily basis.
Well, that's kind of funny. I was thinking about that just yesterday. I was talking to some people about learning foreign languages, and you'll see how this all ties back in a minute. And that's one thing I struggle with. I have a hard time learning different foreign languages. I've studied French, and I'm trying to learn Mandarin right now, and I'm not particularly gifted, in learning foreign languages. It's just a challenge for me. And I realized that I'm not necessarily like a super smart guy or anything. And as I thought about what I'd done to be successful as an entrepreneur, it hasn't been about being a brainiac. It's really been more about being persistent and consistent. I just never give up. I just keep going at it. I learn from my experiences and just keep moving forward. And I think that's something that we can all do, is just never give up. Just keep plugging away, learn from your experiences. We all have, if you don't make any mistakes, you're not making any progress. We all learn from the mistakes. You just don't want to repeat the mistakes. But that's kind of as I look at myself, it's really just been persistence. I'm just dogged. I just don't give up on stuff. I'm not particularly smarter than most people. I study hard, and I never give up.
There you go. There you go. Well, great. Thanks for that information. So I didn't see any questions here, but if you'll update us on the progress of what's happening, are we getting, are most everybody easily transferring over to their Ether wallet? Can you give us some statistics and all that?
Sure can. Yeah, we've been busy this weekend since we made the announcement on Friday for the migration of the Nexus Coin to Ethereum Nexus token. And we've been processing all of the form entries that have come in. So far, we've received about 150 migration forms. And we processed, 70% of those have been processed successfully, and they've received their Nexus tokens. If you've submitted on the form and you haven't received your Nexus tokens, it isn't because we haven't sent them to you, it's because there was a problem. 10% of the Nexus Coin addresses that were submitted all had errors. Either people were submitting addresses that were empty on the blockchain, or they submitted a duplicate address that they'd already submitted on a previous submission entry. Or there's a couple of people that entered our address as their Nexus Coin address. They entered the NCKM address, which is the address you're supposed to send your coins to. What we need is their Nexus Coin address that holds their coins. And they don't need to be submitting more than once at all. So, and there are some people, as you were talking, I went down the list of all the attendees here and I looked up each person on our submission form list. Some of them, I won't name names, but some of them have received their tokens. Some of them have submitted and gave us an empty address. So double check your address. If you look up your address you gave us on the blockchain, we look it up and it says, address missing. It's not on there. And if the address you have, if that happens, it doesn't mean your address is bad. It just means there's never been a transaction done. So the address hasn't appeared on the blockchain yet. And then some of those fall in the third category, and that is 20% of the forms have not sent their coins yet, or they've sent part of their coins. I think it's helpful to understand our process. You can understand why we ask for all your coins. We need all your coins to be sent so that we can identify all your coin addresses. When you send a transaction to us, every transaction has inputs and outputs. And when you send a transaction of X coins, your wallet actually assembles a whole bunch of inputs to us to make up where that total amount is. So when we ask you to send all your coins, it forces your wallet to send us all your addresses that hold your coins. That's the main purpose when we say send you all your coins, because then we look at your send transaction, we run down the list of all the inputs looking for all of your unique addresses. You may have addresses you're not even aware of. They're called change addresses. And I won't go into detail on that, well, just a little bit. When you send someone a number of coins, if you don't have a previous, if you haven't received a previous amount from someone that's exactly the same, then your wallet will send the closest amount it can that's over what you're sending, and then the difference is sent back to you. And that's called change, getting change back. And that change comes back, and maybe it's usually just a small amount, but it's stuffed in another address you may not even be aware of. So again, that's why we say, please send us all your coins. It isn't so that we can know what all your coin amounts are, because we don't look at the amount you send us. We look at the list of inputs. We identify all of your unique coin addresses, and then we look up on the blockchain to get the amount based on the cutoff time for each address. So we don't really care what the amount is that you send us, just that you send us all of your coin addresses, and then we verify the amount ourselves. We go to the blockchain, we look up the cutoff time, which was July 6th, midnight GMT time for each of your addresses. So if you haven't sent your coins, please send all your coins, and you can be confident you're going to be safe. Send them to that NCKM address. We've received over 40 million coins already to that address. So it's safe, the address is good, everyone's received their tokens, that have sent to that address. It just allows us to confirm that we're really adding up all the tokens to be sent to you from all your Nexus Coin addresses that you may or may not even be aware of. I think that is it. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you understand that we want you to send you all your coins, just so that we can make sure we give you the right number of Nexus tokens, equal to the balance of all your Nexus Coin addresses that you may or may not be aware of.
All right, fantastic. We do have a question here from Larry. The staking received after midnight 7/6/17 is not part of the total coins, correct?
That is correct. We look up the balance on the blockchain on the cutoff date of July 6, midnight GMT. So any staking you do after that, you are not going to get in coins, or excuse me, you're not going to get those in tokens, but you will get, remember that the new Nexus token is interest bearing at a higher rate than you're currently getting for staking. And on August 1st, you're going to get 0.5% interest on your minimum monthly balance for the month of July. So get your coins migrated over into tokens. That way you'll have that balance in your new MyEther wallet, so that August 1st, when the process calculates interest, it'll see that amount that you have, and you'll get the interest on August 1st for your balance in July. So you won't get staking after the cutoff date on the old Nexus coin, but you're still going to earn, you're not losing out, you're still going to earn the interest for the month on those coins.
Yes, and I calculated mine, and I like that number. All right, I have a question, Bob. Now, what is the time frame that we're going to be able to see the Nexus token on the Ether blockchain?
You will see the Ether token. It's on the blockchain as soon as we send it. It's a manual process. So sometimes we're right on the computer processing transactions as they come in, and if people have completed all 3 steps, set up their MyEther wallet, register on the form, then we see it, and they send all their coins in, we process it immediately if we're on there. Now, if you send it at like 1 in the morning Texas time and we're not on the computer, then you may have to wait till we wake up in the morning to get it. But we're processing these in real time right now as fast as we can. We haven't set a cutoff. We haven't set a cutoff date at all for people to do the migration process. We're going to leave it open, as long as we can. As we move down the road, a week or a month from now, we're probably not going to be processing them, in real time as fast as we can. We'll get to them when we can. Because we don't want we want everyone to be able to migrate, so we have not set a deadline for doing the migration. The only date we have set is the cutoff date to calculate the balances on your addresses to receive the Nexus token. So right now there is no deadline on doing the migration, although if you don't get your migration done in July, you're not going to get interest on August 1st. So you could possibly lose out in interest if you don't do the migration. So that's why we say do it as quick as possible, so you don't have to worry about it anymore, and so you know that you're going to continue getting the new interest. New interest is higher. It's 0.5% a month on your monthly minimum balance on each Ether address that you have.
Okay. So when will we see the NXX under the ERC20 coins?
We're just starting to explore that now. We've noticed, a couple we brought to our attention, that there are some public exchanges that automatically pick up any ERC20 coin. There's a couple. Now you had to go in there and enter. You selected other, and you entered the Nexus Coin contract number, and then it popped up, and you could see it, and you could do exchanging. There's no trading on it. Those exchanges are not high traffic, high transaction public exchanges, but there are a few we've run across which we're automatically on. So we could technically say, hey, we're listed on a public exchange. There's no trading going on. So I don't really count that as being real, but technically we are listed on some public exchanges already. Our real goal, though, is to get listed on the big exchanges like the Poloniex and the Bittrex and the HitBTC, to get listed on those. So we have to contact them, and we already have contacted them, but we're now going back at them. We're finalizing some things on our coin. We're going through a process called Verify Contract, and we're working with Etherscan, the Etherscan technical support to make sure that our token contract is verified. And then we're pushing that out to these big exchanges for them to list it. It is a lot easier. It's a lot less work for a public exchange to list an ERC20 coin than it is to list a token than it is to list a new coin. When they list a new coin, they have to actually install the blockchain for that coin. With a token, they don't have to do that because they already have the blockchain. It's the Ethereum blockchain. So it's much easier for a public exchange to list a token, an Ethereum token, than it is for them to list just a native standalone coin.
Right. Okay, thank you. All right, guys, if you got any questions, now's your time to ask Bob.
I have a question because it was brought up actually this morning. I got a phone call, and then I went into Skype room and seen that, that was already being discussed. So we probably should discuss it, and that is, how is that interest paid?
Yes, great question. I saw that some people already popped up with questions about that. We, of course, have already designed this before, but we didn't bring it up on the conference call on Friday because we didn't want to overwhelm people with all the technical details. But interest is paid, so the question comes, where does that interest come from? When the token was created, a reserve of tokens was created for the interest. It's an interest reserve account. It is not in circulation whatsoever. It's not being traded. There's no buying and selling of those coins. It is a hold account specifically for the interest that's earned. That reserve account, it was set at 10 billion coins. And what happens is every month when the interest is calculated, it pulls from the reserve account to give people the tokens. Because if we're paying people interest tokens, those tokens have to come from somewhere, and they're not created out of thin air. They were pre-created in a non-circulation account that's just for paying the interest. 10 billion coins. If you're to run the calculation on it, 10 billion coins, depending on the interest that's paid out, because the interest is paid on the minimum monthly balance. But for example, if worst case, if the interest is paid on all tokens, which means no one traded any tokens, that your minimum balance, was all tokens, the worst case would be a 6% APR. If that were the case, which is unrealistic, obviously, that 10 billion coins would last 58 years. That reserve account of 10 billion coins would be good for 58 years. Now, that's the extreme example, which is not going to happen. That's not realistic because people are going to be trading the Nexus coins. So that's going to affect their monthly minimum balance. If the effective minimum balance, let's say half of all the coins you really were being saved, and that's the whole intent of this feature, is to reward people for saving their tokens. Let's say that people were saving about half the total tokens were being saved by people, and the other half were being used to do transactions. That means you'd have an effective annual percentage rate of about 3%, so that the money supply the interest being paid monthly was 3%. If that were the case, that about half the coins were earning the interest, then that 10 billion coins would last over 100 years, 105 years. We ran another scenario that said, what if a third of the coins were being saved and 2/3 are being transacted? So you'd have an effective annual percentage rate about 2% on the coins. If that were the case, that 10 billion coins would last about 173 years. So we designed it for the long term. But when we created the token, we created this reserve account to hold the interest tokens to be distributed over a long period of time in the future. Those tokens are not in circulation. They do not affect the price of the coins in circulation because of the fact they're not in circulation. They're not part of the supply and demand that's being traded that determines the price of a coin. They are there in a reserve account just for distribution of the interest. Did that answer the question? I think it's also important for people to realize that the increase in the supply is based on the interest earned on the minimum monthly balances. So effectively, there will be a declining distribution curve that's similar to the Bitcoin. You know that as time goes on for Bitcoin, fewer and fewer coins are released into circulation, each day, week, month, year. That's the same with the Nexus token. As more and more Nexus tokens are being used for transactions in the future, then there'll be a declining distribution curve. So the actual time to reach 10 billion coins will be much greater as the declining distribution curve kicks in.
Wow, okay. That's amazing.
Fantastic. And he says he's not that smart of a guy. Okay. Yeah, Karen Vaders has a question. She says, my Nexus coins are showing as sent from my Nexus wallet under transactions. It shows a minus red figure, but no Nexus tokens are showing in my Ether wallet. What should I do now?
Let's take Karen Vaders offline. I looked her address up, and her address actually was showing up. The address she registered on the form was actually showing up as an empty address on the blockchain. So let's take Karen offline after the Kelly and Kelly show.
All right, sounds good.
It will help her.
All right, guys, any more questions out there today?
I think it'd be great just to kind of just in 5 minutes just talk, Bob, about how this releases all of that over there, so we can focus on what?
Our IT guys are ecstatic. They're jumping with joy over this move to Ethereum. And the reason is we no longer have to spend so much of our time working on the low-level technology to support the Nexus business solutions. That's really our focus. We are a business solution provider. We're not really concerned about the low-level technology stuff. We're not down there like most coins trying to say, well, we're tweaking the encryption algorithm so ours is better than this other coin. We're not really concerned about that. That's not our focus. Of course, we want to have a solid cryptocurrency coin that we can base everything on, but our value proposition is on the business side, not the technical side. What we're building, what we want to focus all our resources on are the Nexus business solutions for cryptocurrency, helping people learn about and use cryptocurrency, taking cryptocurrency to the mainstream public, creating solutions and user interfaces that are simple for my mom to use. That's our business model. So we are excited, so excited that we don't have to be spending so much time about managing seed node servers for our blockchain, managing our own blockchain, managing and troubleshooting and supporting, our own wallet. We don't have to mess with any of that because now we can take advantage of everything that Ethereum has already built. And it's not really Ethereum, it's the Ethereum community. It's all the people that are supporting Ethereum. So many companies and people have built tools to support the Ether coin and any Ethereum token through that standard that we refer to as ERC20. There are many ERC20 compliant wallets out there, public exchanges. We already talked this morning about My Ether wallet. We didn't have to build that. We didn't have to support it. They've done a much better job than we could do because that's their focus. So we just use My Ether wallet, but there'll be other wallets too that can be used. We're pushing that one because we like it and it's real easy to add custom tokens in, so you can easily add the NXX token into the My Ether wallet. But that's the beauty of it. We didn't have to build it. We don't have to support it. We just use it because it's out there. And we're seeing the same thing with the exchanges. I actually wasn't even aware that there were exchanges we just automatically pop up on, or we could be automatically added by someone. It's still kind of a cumbersome process, so I'm not relying on that to go public. I'm relying on the big exchanges to actually list us, and we appear right in the list. You don't have to do anything to get our coin visible, that it pops up right in the list. But it is kind of cool that we don't have to mess with a low-level technical stuff about a blockchain. We can focus on the business services we provide to take it to the mainstream public.
Yes, utilizing the innovation that's already out there, and then we've seen so much innovation. For instance, I mean, I had some Dash coins. sitting on the dash core. I don't need to be on the dash core. It's not like I'm running a masternode or anything like that. It's very clunky and takes long freaking time. So I move over to the innovative areas because there's so much innovation out there, including the ERC20 tokens and tokenization. We should all, maybe just say this. I mean, tokenization is the future as well. So there's smart contracts, and that is exactly where we are. And we're learning just by even just this wallet alone, by you doing it, practicing it, and having to log into your wallet and back up everything and have it ready in there. You just did something that hardly anyone's ever done. I mean, it's like, it's amazing, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and
yeah, it sure is. There's three key technical benefits that we saw. Number one was security, because the Ethereum blockchain is much more secure because of its volume and size. It's much more secure, much harder for hackers to try to attack and take over control of the Ethereum blockchain than it would be a standalone blockchain. So security was a benefit for us. You mentioned innovation. The Bitcoin blockchain, any standalone blockchain, pretty much is just a raw blockchain. Ethereum has added a layer of functionality on top of the raw blockchain technology. Smart contracts, everyone, that's really the key feature that they've added on top of the blockchain. It still sits on the blockchain, it's just a layer of additional functionality. So that's the types of innovations that Ethereum has already done, and Ethereum is continuing to create and add to their platform. So we get to take advantage of future innovations that Ethereum introduces, and we don't have to invest any of our resources for those innovations. And then the third one we talked about also was interoperability. So security, innovation, and interoperability. Interoperability means that other people build all these tools, and we can interoperate with those other tools and with other coins. Other coins, because we are ERC20 compliant, if some other coin, and really any other distributed application, wanted to use the Nexus token for whatever reason, maybe they wanted to build their own mall or something and wanted to accept Nexus tokens, they could easily do it because we are an Ethereum token, and they just plug right into because we're ERC20 compliant, they can easily plug right into our coin if they want to. So we get the interoperability. So again, it's security, innovation, and interoperability. Those are three key benefits we get on the technical side.
I just love it because, I'm not just a Bitcoin girl anymore, or I can actually say I have a smart contract.
So you're a smart girl.
Yeah, but we all have a smart contract now. We all know a little bit more than we did yesterday about smart contracts if we weren't already involved in smart contracts. You already are getting it. You're all here to learn something so new. To be a part of smart contracts now is exciting as well, right, Bob?
Absolutely.
Oh, and I love that part. I'm going to be adding to that for sure. Also, Gloria King Davis has a concern about her tokens as well. So Gloria, just stay on the line too after we end the call. And
yeah, Gloria is like I said, I looked up all these people and I've got them all memorized now. But Gloria has her coin. She has her coin form submitted, but she hasn't sent her coins yet.
Okay. All right then.
So we can help her offline.
Yes.
How would I do that? Do I just? Oh, I just stop the recording. Yeah.
After the show, we can help whoever needs help.
Oh, on Skype?
However you would like to do it.
Will that work, Kelly?
Yeah.
I know it will.
That's absolutely fun. Okay. All right. Yeah, Gloria's on Skype, and so is Karen. All right, guys. We appreciate you all being here. Larry says Kelly and Bob rock. Larry, you rock too, and so do all of you guys rock. I'm so glad, I know, and I speak for Kelly too. I'm sure she feels the same way, and Bob too. We're just ecstatic to be around so many like-minded people. I mean, that's the beauty of just being in this space too, and being an entrepreneur, but being right here in this technology and being right here with cryptocurrency and the freedom that it brings and just the elevation of all that it is, I mean, planet-wide. So couldn't think of a better place to be than right here at Nexus. So glad we're here. So again, guys, go out there and don't just think like an entrepreneur. entrepreneur. Go out there and act and be an entrepreneur and go change some lives today. So we'll see you back Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time for Kelly and Kelly. And also don't forget the Friday call at 10 a.m. Eastern. And until then, again, go out there and just change some lives today. So we'll see you back Thursday. Love to you all. Aloha.
Make sure you share this with others. See y'all later.